Hello everyone, this is IS183 Unit 1 recording. The Unit 1 reading and pretest. The Unit 1 reading is Chapter 1. The pretest is available and I encourage you to take it to see where you're at, but it's not required, it's not graded, and therefore it's optional. The Unit 1 discussion, the initial post of at least 250 words in response to the discussion topic is due on Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. You're to introduce yourself, your name, a description of your current position, how do you see yourself applying knowledge from this course, and post a picture of yourself if you want to. The Unit 1 discussion continues with asking you to define a relational database. Share one example of a database that you personally have used. Many of you may not have, so just state that, that's fine. Describe at least two examples of a relational database that are used in business. You need to validate your answers with reference and in-text citation. It must be an APA format. I posted a whole discussion post on APA. I used the A2 APA tip sheet, so I expect you to use that when formatting your references. 2 replies to other students are required, and you should have at least 50 words for each reply, and you need at least one open-ended question in one of your replies. An open-ended question is one that cannot be answered with just a simple yes or no. So if you ask somebody if they think something, it's not really open-ended, because they could say no or they can say yes. So you want to word it so that they have to give some kind of a response. And the purpose of that is just to move the discussion along. Now, the Unit 1 assignment is due Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Part 1, you're going to download the Part 1 ER diagram PowerPoint. You're going to complete the relationships within the PowerPoint and save the PowerPoint with your name. Now, for instance, this is the first one, and what you're going to do is you're going to drag one of these to match this. Does he have many account numbers, or are there many people to one account number, or are they one-to-one? So that's what you have to decide. Now, one-to-one means that there's only one on each side of the relationship. Each occurrence of the data is one entity and represents one occurrence on the other entity and is shown with just a straight line. A one-to-many means that there's a one relationship on one side and many on the other, and it's represented with a straight line that has crow's feet on the many side. For many-to-many means that there are many on both sides and you have crow's feet on both sides. So then for Part 2, you're going to download the Excel data sheet and build your own ER diagram. You can just add a new slide to the PowerPoint from Part 1. Demonstrate the appropriate one-to-one, one-to-many, or many-to-many relationships with the following: student, faculty, course, grades. And you're going to focus with student as the main focus. You can do corrections for 2 weeks after the due date. So, for instance, there is a picture on page 6 of an ER diagram, and that's basically what you're going to do. Now, I did it a little bit more involved. I put faculty ID, but it's still general. It's not each student. You're not going to do an ER diagram with each student. You're looking at all of the students and you're deciding what is the relationship. Is there one student to one faculty member, or is it a many-to-many or a many one-to-many. The same with course. So look at your student as the center, and it'll make it a little bit easier. Now, sometimes students have many courses. Sometimes they only have one. And how would you represent that? And also, what about grades? Do they only have one grade, or do they have many grades? So that's what you're going to do for part 2. Now, the part of this unit that you want to study for the midterm is relationships, which are on page 5, primary key, pages 7 through 8, common field, page 17. A hierarchical database was the earlier type of database, but is no longer used in modern computing. You will rarely find a one-to-one relationships. More often, you will work with one-to-many relationships. A candidate key is any column that could be used as the primary key. A sequence is a database object that generates a series of integers commonly used to create a unique primary key. The value for a column or group of columns does not need to satisfy a certain condition. A data file is a physical file on the disk that was checked by Oracle Database and created by Oracle Database and contains data structures such as tables and indexes. And these are just as my references for the pages that I have. That's all I have today. If you have questions and there's anything you don't understand, just let me know.